Hello and welcome to the weather update. It's a little after 10 o'clock on July the 2nd, 2023. And you can see here there's our storms firing up to the west, though we haven't really had all that much action over here. It's just been kind of a really crappy day. Another murky, hazy day with some sun and a lot of clouds. I'll show you what it looked like outside. It's pretty dismal, really crappy, and a lot of haze still around. I can actually still smell some wildfire smoke. Yes, this is a view from Jamaica, and you can see the haze. We can't even see the New York City skyline from there. Usually we can. And also look at all that haze as well in the air here. And this was in Wantagh, so it was everywhere. Bad air quality today all around. If we go look at the AQI, which I should have put the map up, but I forgot. Let's go ahead and see what we are. And it looks like we are at a moderate level, so still dealing with moderate levels of air quality. So it's still feeling the effects of that smoke. And you can still see it on the satellite image, too. The haze, smoke, only low levels, the low-level smoke that we're dealing with today. Taking a look at the radar right now, you can see these showers and a few thunderstorms here off to the west here. There is a line. We'll have to see if that holds together. There are no warnings with that line, but there is a severe thunderstorm watch in effect for New Jersey, and there is one warning all the way to off Cape May for a cell, but that's pretty much it. You can see how much warmer it is there in Jersey. Still 81 degrees. Where Central Park is at 75 with some fog, mist. I guess there is some fog in the air tonight. We're looking at the current conditions across the area, and you can see across the country, they got the heat out west and some scattered severe weather and heat in the southeast. Looking at our area here, it looks like there is a coastal flood advisory for our area. So you can see here, we've got temperatures generally around 75 degrees at Farmingdale, 73 at Islip, very humid, dew point 70 or above. The humidity, the haze, the smoke really just made it absolutely miserable today. And here in the alley, of course, the alley from hell, it is still 80 degrees. Still holding on to 80 degrees after it got probably near 90 in that freaking alley today. But anyway, let's go look at the highs for the day, and you'll see across Long Island, had low 80s out in Suffolk County. South Shore generally low 80s, mid 80s toward the middle of the island for highs, and actually it's showing 90 degrees for Carl Place. I don't know if it quite hit 90, but probably 87 is more like it. But it could have hit it definitely got above 90 in that alley for sure. See, Central Park was 85, 91 at LaGuardia, so there was a 90-degree day over there. Jersey also roasted with temperatures around 90 degrees for highs today, so pretty much getting the same weather in my alley as I get in New Jersey. I'm dying. But anyway, let's go look at the lows, and you'll see lows not that low, only low 70s, above normal except for West Hampton. Not much radiational cooling with this warm and humid air mass around. Looking at our climate statistics for the day. You'll see it got up to 82 at Islip. That's normal, but the low was 71. That's 5 degrees above normal, so that's 3 degrees above normal for Islip. Central Park was 3 degrees above normal as well. Actually, it hit 88 there. So, yeah, pretty warm day, and we're going to have warm weather this upcoming week. And Newark, New Jersey, 89 degrees, 3 degrees above normal there. Well, that's like close to typical of what they see there in Jersey. But, man, I wish I had those temperatures that Islip had, only 82. That's a lot better. But anyway, looking at the satellite here, let's pan this out a little more, and we'll take a look and see what's going on with the smoke up north, because the smoke is not going to be going toward us, but you see a big cloud of smoke there. If you look over here, big cloud of wildfire smoke coming from Canada. It looks like it's heading for Greenland, of all places. This is not going to be good. So it looks like it's heading right across the Atlantic. And you can see there's that heat building. These fires are going to start see this smoke is really starting to get thick again over there. And there's more smoke over here. And again, the west, they're the ones that are getting some clean air. At least, we have fires in California now, too, as well. Let's go to the west, because there are some California wildfires in California now as well. So, yeah, it just never ends. Let's go to the Pacific Southwest loop here. And you can see there is some smoky haze there. Let's get this to 60 frames here. 60. And you'll see there is some smoke that's starting. There is some smoke over there. I know they've had some fires in California now. Southern California, I think, has had some fires as well. So let's go to the MODIS next and look at the MODIS, and you'll see what we got going on. So, again, this is your low over here, and this is your low. So this will bring us the chance for some more rain. And then we have all the smoke up here. That is not coming. We're not going to be getting into this smoke, but this smoke is actually heading toward perhaps Greenland or Iceland, and it might wind up heading for the UK or Norway, perhaps. I'll have to track that. But anyway, looking at our Weather Prediction Center map, you'll see here's your lows here. Got a weak front over here, and some more high pressure over there. And as far as severe weather goes, we got that slight risk for it showed the slight risk here. Now it doesn't want to load. I don't know what's going on, but it did show a slight risk. But when we look at the weather map, you'll see there's no really big severe weather going on. If we look at the radar, you'll see there's some here. There's some storms here. Nothing too crazy, so a little bit of a break from the severe weather. Looks like there is some action in Georgia, but other than that, not as crazy as it has been with the severe weather. But there are some storms over here that we'll have to watch in Pennsylvania. Let's go look at the models now, and we'll start with the upper air in the North American view and our jet stream. And we'll go to that. So as you can see, we really barely have a jet stream here, and that's why things are all messed up, and that will continue. There's a remnant of a jet stream in Canada, which you can see. And it's trying to show a little bit of a trough in eastern Canada here, and maybe a little bit more of a jet stream as we head into the middle of July. If we go look at the European model, 12Z, probably showing the same thing, probably pretty much. Now, not much of a difference between the two. Does look a little different toward the longer end. Not much of a difference between the two. So it will show that things will be warmer, but no really big extended heat waves. Let's go to the height anomaly chart at 500 MB, and you'll see again there's that ridge that's going to be building into eastern Canada. That's not going to be good for the fires there. And we have another trough that's going to come through toward next week, and that may bring some cooler weather with it, but perhaps also more smoke. If the fires will probably still be going, so we'll be getting more smoke from that. Temperature anomaly chart from the GFS, and you'll see here the heat continues for Canada, eastern Canada in particular, still dealing with some big anomalies, and it pretty much stays there. As for us, you'll see here that the temperatures are above normal this week, not record-breaking, but then we go back toward somewhat of a cooler regime as we get toward the middle of July, and again with that backwards pattern here, with a lot of heat in Canada, which means unfortunately, more fires. We can look at the precipitation as well, which will show you this, and you'll see that there's some rainfalls in Canada, but it's going to be of a scattered nature with thunderstorms, which could, of course, start more fires. Let's now look at the surface map, and you'll see we've got rain chances for tomorrow a little bit there. Get this weak little trough in here, kind of moves out by Tuesday, but it's still showing some rain chances on Tuesday, and you can see no really big strong high pressures around, so you have a little bit of instability. There's gonna be heat, and then a high tries to build in toward next week, the weekend, but it kind of gets stuck. Kind of just stuck in this kind of humid flow, and it doesn't really get better until we get toward the middle of the month when it wants to show a big cool down with a big high pressure. But if you're thinking, oh great, nice weather, but those fires are still going. We're going to have a lot more smoke with that. So let's go to the HRRR next, and 0Z HRRR. Looking at this, and you'll see again, it is moving a couple of showers through here, so a little more tomorrow, maybe another batch of showers in the morning, maybe a thunderstorm. Same thing for tomorrow afternoon and evening, though it's pretty scattered. Tuesday, it's still showing some popping up north of the area mainly. So July 4th, we may still have some rain chances, and actually showing possibly a band of showers and thunderstorms moving through on the afternoon on the 4th. So we'll have to see what happens if any fireworks displays get affected. But the reason why we have those chances is because we're staying in the humidity. You see south winds here, southwesterly, a little bit southwesterly tomorrow. So still dealing with the humidity. That little bit of that westerly flow is going to heat things up even more. And then for Tuesday, southwesterly flow. It's going to be quite warm, probably. Humidity still hanging in there. And looking at your air temperatures tonight, we're not dropping much below the low 70s. And tomorrow, we will have those clouds around, which will probably keep the temperatures down a little bit. Probably 80s on Long Island, but I think Jersey and the city, you're going to see 90. And then for Tuesday, July 4th, it is showing it's somewhat cooler on Long Island. Maybe cloud cover, maybe sea breezes are keeping those temperatures down. That's what this model seems to think, but it may be underdoing it. Because if we look at the GFS here, which we're going to go to next, GFS is warmer. You see that. And I lean a little more to the GFS that I think we're going to have temperatures well in the mid and upper 80s tomorrow. 90s probably in Jersey. And a similar thing for Tuesday, maybe a little bit cooler. But then we start watching the heat for Wednesday and Thursday. And you can see most of the heat's in New Jersey. But I still think we'll get close to 90 here in the urban hellhole. And still staying a little bit above normal. Nothing record-breaking, but just above normal. And that continues until we see that cool down to next week. And then, again, that middle of next week, the mid-July, we get some relief from this heat and humidity. Because it's going to be staying humid as well. You'll see right through the week. There's no real relief from the humidity at all. It looked like we were going to get some. But the dew points stay high all week long. We're going to have humidity. No break from it. Maybe some days will be a little less humid than others. There will be a southerly flow, at least, which will provide sea breezes for the south shore, although we'll bake here. And you stay that humidity kind of sticks around until, so we've got to do a whole week of humidity until we finally lose the humidity by the middle of July. But so get ready for a humid week. And, of course, what makes it even worse is all that smoke. Let's go look at the skies next. And, yes, we will look at the smoke models as well. Now, this is the skies as far as clouds go. Tomorrow it's showing more clouds. Tuesday, less clouds, but again, you may have cumulus and cumulonimbus pop up in the afternoon with the instability. Wednesday, probably the sunniest day. We'll have to see if we see any blue sky that day or not. Somehow I doubt it. Tuesday also showing a decent amount of sun on the GFS. That's as far as I'm going to go on that. RGIM, our higher resolution model, it's showing a decent amount of clouds tomorrow. And again, you'll have those shower chances, so it may not be able to heat up that much tomorrow. But I think Tuesday we'll have more sun. But see, this is showing a lot of cumulus buildup. The GFS seems to not want to show it. That's why the GFS is warmer. So I tend to believe that there will be a cumulus buildup for sure. And then for Wednesday, maybe a little less of a cumulus buildup and more sunshine. But again, with that humidity around, you're not really going to, there's always going to be the chance of a shower or thunderstorm just from the daytime heating. Let's look at the 21Z wrap smoke model. We'll first do the vertically integrated smoke. And again, it doesn't show that much on here. It's very misleading, but there is some near-surface smoke. But again, the flow is taking most of that smoke from Canada out over toward Greenland, as you see there. It's heading toward Greenland, and that's going to darken the ice sheets and cause more melting. Isn't that lovely? To make that climate crisis even worse. Let's look at the near-surface smoke here on the RAP. And again, you still see a little bit of it around, and it really doesn't get rid of it completely. And, the problem is it's stuck in the east. We don't really have anything to move this air around. We need like a deep tropical flow. Maybe that would help. But the smoke has made its way all across, and it's kind of embedded across the whole East Coast dealing with these hazy conditions. Let's look at the HRRR run as well, and we'll go look at the 18Z run because that is the longer run of this, and we will go look at the vertically integrated smoke again and see what this does. I know this one takes a little while to load a little bit, but this model has a different way, interprets things differently. I think it's a little more realistic, actually. It does show some improvement with the smoke tomorrow. At least this is the vertically integrated smoke. So there's some improvement, but then it looks like it brings a little bit more in on the 4th. And somehow I think this model is doing a better job. The RAP in the beginning was doing a better job, but now I think this model is doing a better job because the RAP is just, it's much more thicker than the RAP is showing. I mean, you can see it in the air today. You can see that haze. It's all wildfire smoke. So this is the near surface smoke, and you can see there is a little improvement tomorrow, but then it might come back in on the 4th. We'll have to see. It does show some improvement tomorrow, so hopefully we get a break. But you can see, look, it's all the whole east. I mean, pretty much the only areas that aren't dealing with it are the Intermountain West, like Flagstaff, Denver. But that's it. Everybody else is dealing with it. So let's lastly go to the Climate Prediction Center and look at our 6 to 10 day outlook here. And you'll see here that it has us near normal with a swath of below normal in the Midwest. Precipitation has much above normal, so perhaps they think there's going to be a lot of thunderstorm activity inland, but you could see what happens. They keep predicting above normal, but it winds up being scattered in nature, and not everybody gets it. 8 to 14 days, still showing slightly above normal and below normal, finally moves toward the northeast. But again, that flow comes out of Canada. If those fires are still there, we're going to still be dealing with the smoke and the hazy conditions. Maybe for some miracle, they'll get more rain and they'll be put out. But somehow, I think that we're not going to see them put out for quite a while because those fires again are. If we go and we put the fires on here, when you add layers here, I'll do fires and thermal anomalies here for you, and we'll add fires and thermal anomalies. Let's see, select a fires and thermal anomalies. We can add fires and thermal anomalies, and put them on here. You'll still see plenty of these fires still burning. Those little dots, that's each a wildfire there. So you can still see plenty of smoke coming from them. And if continuing the hot and dry conditions that are coming to Canada, these fires could flare up again. And if a cold front comes through and sweeps through drier air and the winds pick up through these areas before it gets here, it's going to pick up more smoke. And very well, I think we will have that crazy orange day that we had. I think we're going to have more of those this summer, unfortunately. Maybe not, but you can hope not, but I just don't see it, unfortunately. So this is going to be a crappy summer. Can I tell you? Murky, smoky, crappy summer, and summer, I can't wait till it's over, to tell you the truth, because the smoke is just, again, it's just really just disgusting out. I mean, look at this. This is what the air was today. As they could have a saying, they call this air you can wear. I mean, look at the haze. I mean, very poor air quality, even though there's no air quality alert in effect. I could feel it today for sure. It was not good being outside. Between that, you throw in the humidity and the warmth, and you just feels disgusting. So that's going to wrap up this weather update. Thank you for watching, and have a good night.